Okay, good day ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be discussing some of our decaffeinated blends. We have several. In this case here in particular we will be discussing our decaffeinated espresso blend. First of all, I'd just like to give you a few elements on why we go and create blends. The blends in decaf are specifically designed to go and compensate some of the effects that the radical transformation of the beans have during the decaffeination process. One of the most salient results of decaffeination is an increase in acidity. So our blends try and compensate this increase in acidity and try and create a more acceptable, more sweeter type of coffee in the end. This decaffeinated coffee here is a combination of robusta and arabica beans. Here we have about 65% arabica and 35% robusta beans in it. We'll go and discuss the other aspects of this coffee just now. Okay, so here we have the beans themselves. As you can see, the color of the green beans is transformed obviously by the decaffeination process. As we were saying before, we have a combination of arabica and robusta. But if we move over to the actual roasted beans over here, you can quite clearly see that the roast is nice and even. It is a medium dark roast due to the actual transformation of the beans during the decaffeination process, but it is a relatively even roast as well, despite arabica and robusta being in there. Okay, here we are. We have our cups in front of us. They've been prepared for us. First of all, let us go and smell the cups to get out the fragrances. Okay, so the fragrance is very, very pleasant. It definitely gives out a nice roasted, toasted bread type of fragrance. Malt can also be added as a description of the fragrance. As far as the crema is concerned, I can tell you that the crema is a pleasant crema. It is quite thick. It was holding the sugar quite nicely on the sugared cup. And this is actually quite strange because normally what happens is that decaffeinated coffees tend to be rather void of crema. This one here isn't, also because it has a robusta component, as we were saying before. But let's go taste it. Now, as first impressions, this coffee, one can say, has got a medium type of body. The acidity is a low acidity. It hasn't got a particularly high acidity, but the aftertaste is quite pleasantly lingering. It lingers in your mouth for a long period of time. More into the specifics, I would say that the acidity over here definitely reminds us of toasted nuts. Toasted nuts with toasted bread maybe as well, and maybe biscuit. Anyway, everything that comes from toast and roast. In the aftertaste instead, one can detect a slight chocolatey type of aftertaste. Now, what I think is important also to mention in this coffee here in particular is that it is a good all-rounder as far as extraction is concerned. But specifically, I'd say it is particularly good in espresso and in cappuccino. Thank you very much.